Okay, people. So this is an interesting one because I stumbled upon this film because of Really Love, right? I enjoyed that one so much that, I've obviously when putting these things together, it's getting the Instagram, all the social media and all of that. So when I went on Felicia's page, saw all the links, and checked them out. Then I saw there was this short film. So I was like, yo, let me give this a look. So I checked out Tender, okay, which Felicia wrote and directed. It is starring, hold on, I cannot see this. Oh my days, my sight, people. Um, okay, so yeah, it's starring um Farelle Walker. She plays Kiana, and Trishauna Clarke plays Lulu. Uh, Regina Regina Hoyles produces the film, um, and Felicia Pride executive produces as well. Cinematography is from Ludovica Isidori. It's edited by Tess Kaman. Costume designer is Sierra Wally. Production design is from Dali Coils. Music, love the music, is Asha Sante. Um, we've also got Ivy Grant, associate producer. Um, Paige Blankenship is first assistant director. First assistant camera is Nobushi Sakurari. Second assistant camera is Ali Amanio. I'm butchering these names. I apologize. Set still photography is Avery Archie. Location sound mixer Darren Augustus. We have Guy Pauls, Nick Dervu, Trey Betts, and Emily Blake also doing their thing. Hair and makeup is Galaxy San Jean. Um, and with help from Shanti Walker and Ryan Handling. There's more people involved, people, but whew, okay. So the story. Now, this is what it says on the Tender website. So Tender is a simple story close to my heart. Tender is about Black women loving ourselves and each other fully, our scars, joy, queerness, desire, and vulnerability. I'm fascinated and fortified by the bonds I share with Black women, and I wanted to try and capture that power. I also wanted to explore emotional intimacy, sexuality, and loss from a Black woman lens, which we don't see nearly enough. I also like playing with age and class, and I'm compelled to write Gen X female characters like me and my friends who are actively reflecting on their life. And in the film's case, a reflection through the eyes of your seemingly younger self. Lastly, because I'm a champion of joy and because Black joy is resistance, this is also a film about joy and how we can find both joy and connection in unlikely places when we feel safe and allow ourselves to. So yeah, that's what Felicia wrote about the film. Um, Actually, let me also do this. All right, so this is what it says on. This is like the little blurb on Vimo. Right, after an unexpected one night stand, two women at very different stages of their lives share an even more intimate morning after. And so, yeah, I, you know what I mean? Because I think this is the thing, you don't know what it's going to be, right? And so the film starts off and we have, I think it's Kiana in the bathroom and she's kind of, looking into the mirror and you kind of feel, oh, well, something's gone down, right? That's the impression that you get. Something's happened, something's gone down. But she's looking at herself, and then you see her like run a hand along her stomach, and there's a scar. So I think you can make assumptions of what that probably is, right? And you kind of then I don't know, I got this feeling that it's not so much something has gone wrong, but it's the fear of being seen. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, those times you look at yourself in the mirror and you be like, oh man, God damn it, I need to lose weight, or man, I'm looking old, or I hate that haircut, or whatever it is. But what you are seeing isn't necessarily what's getting reflected back or what other people are seeing, but it's that thing, it's that doubt, right? So, you know what I mean? Then you hear someone's like, hey, you all right? And she's just like, oh, yeah, yeah, the lies people make up, which are very transparent. You know what I mean? Because, hey, you don't have to be standing outside a door of a bathroom to hear water running and all of that jazz. I'm not saying you're gonna be spying on someone doing their business, but if someone's just like, "Oh, I'm just washing my hands," and you can't hear water, it's a bit like, well, you know, it's fine, whatever, do you? So yeah, she comes out of the bathroom, and so you can see, oh, okay, yeah, these two, like it's the next day. They've done a thing, right? And it's that you know, it's in the daytime. Now you see me kind of business, right? So you see all of that. And yeah, obviously, if you have read the blurb, you would know, but I don't read the blurb, people. So it's, you know, we're seeing these characters navigate around each other. And it's like you get the sense Kiana wants to leave, right? She wants to jet. But Lulu is a bit like, yo, because Lulu, she's younger, and so there's still, I think, that freedom. You know what I mean? Now, as the film goes on, we learn Lulu has been through some shit too. But I think that he is freer than Kiana uh, in some respects, even though, right, they both give each other knowledge and guidance, right? And it's not in that, that horrible way that sometimes you find in books and films and all of that jazz. And it's just like, the old person suddenly learned something new from the young. But no, it's not that. It's not that. But it's these honest conversations that we have. You know what I mean? And sometimes you might say something and be like, well, I used to, but I'm no good. So, and it's just someone being like, hey, I'm sure you're great, right? Why just keep doing your thing? And sometimes you just need to hear that. And it's these kind of interactions. And it's interesting, right? Because we see just the way, at first Kiana's hesitant, and then she's slowly reacting, but still not quite there. Still not quite there. Lulu made some comments when she finally takes her jacket off and all these kind of things, and you can still see there is that little bit. But as the conversation goes and it flows, right, we see the I think there's these realizations that I had. And what I really liked is it's the camera, the way the camera angles kind of change as the day goes on, right? We get more kind of close ups on them. And it's these close ups, like, looking at the nape of a neck or, an earlobe, but, just hovering around. And it's done with a delicacy and a playfulness that really does imbibe the situation. It works perfectly, right? Because it sucks you in and it makes you go, yeah, I feel that, right? In that situation, right? You've been in those situations with people. And so, you know what I mean? As you feel comfortable and then you start talking, the flow changes, and we see all of this in the film. And man, I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy it. It's only 15 minutes. You know what I mean? It's only 15 minutes, but it really does tell the story. It really does tell the story. And right at the end, I wasn't quite sure which way they were gonna go, right? Because there's something that is said earlier, and you're like, okay, is she's not gonna then be like, I think I'm gonna, but no. And it just ends with this little comment, and you're like, yeah, that's perfect, man. That's perfect because we get to see this journey, right? It's a morning, it's a realization, they get to be vulnerable. But as Felicia says in the blurb I just read earlier, right, where she wanted to tell this story and the different levels of intimacy, but still have the joy. And that's the thing, because they touch on these things that didn't go well in their lives, right? Both of these experiences, but there is still the joy, right? There is still this connection, this, you know, realization that they have within each other. And so it ends on that kind of note. And it was just so nice to see. So nice, because I think when people start, talking about certain things, you'd be like, oh no, is it gonna be one of those one of those things where it just rips out your emotions and you're just like, I mean, I liked it, but it's like, why does it always have to be so painful? Like, why does it have to be so painful? And it wasn't. And boom, I loved it. Loved it. Because yeah, oftentimes, and I've said it before, stories are kind of filled with slavery and rape and beatings and just all of this kind of stuff, injustices. And it's just like, yo, I know. I've lived it, son. Do I have to read it and watch it all the time? So it's always nice when you get these different types of stories, and this is a different type of relationship story, relationship journey. So people, if you like those stories, I really say you need to check out Tender, right? If you like stuff like My First Summer, right? From A to Q, Love is a Hand Grenade. If you like that kind of stuff, then definitely I definitely will say Tender is going to be the lick for you people. So people, check it out. The links in the episode information. So yeah, give it a watch. Bring some joy into